Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this meeting of Shepreth Parish Council. Just a couple of housekeeping bits tonight. As you can see, we are being videoed tonight, so please be aware that anything you say will go down on video. The Parish Council would also say that they're also making a recording of this meeting tonight as well. So if you're here with anybody you shouldn't be. Item 1 on the agenda, to receive apologies for absence. We have an apology from Sean. We don't have apologies from Susan or Philippa, but they're not here yet, but they did tell me they were coming, so we're probably going to have to bear with them. You got no other apologies? No? Okay, it's fine. Right, 367, to receive declarations of interest from councillors in any matters arising. Do I have anybody declaring any interest in matters arising?
No,
no?
Not me.
Okay, no problem. 368, to approve minutes of the meeting of 13th of November. Is everybody happy with these minutes? Are they happy for me to sign them off?
Yep.
Okay.
There's clearly something on that. Yeah, but they've got the name wrong.
Excellent.
Mr.
Okay.
Bradshaw.
369 to update decisions and actions from previous meetings. Maria, I think you've got a couple of things you want to say at this point.
The grass cutting tender document went out last week, and I contacted them to just check they received the documents, and so far 3 out of the 4 have confirmed that they're tendering, so I'll keep you informed of the progress, and the deadline is the 31st of December. The other update with regards to street lighting from Balfour Beatty. Apparently most of the work should be completed by the 23rd of December, but there will be some outstanding work which will hopefully be completed in January, but I'm on the case with it, so I'll let you know of anything.
Is that the question I asked regarding Rob's?
Yes, they are aware of that. I think there was an issue with a well and something else that Rob McGovern. Yeah, that's in hand. Yeah, that's right. They're aware of that.
Grab
Thank you. And
grab a chair, please, and stick it. There you go. Sorry, I was Balfour Beatty. You got to do with you. Anything else?
No, that's
no.
It,
Anybody else with any updates from the last meeting? Nope. Okay. Right, public participation. I'm going to ask the public to say all they want to say at this part, and after that I would like them not to interrupt the councillor's business this evening. So please, anybody with any public participation. Mr. and Mrs. Nichols, you going together, or do you want to go one at a time?
No.
One at a time.
Okay, one at a time.
I just want you to confirm that the name J.R. Bradshaw in the draft minutes, if it should be Mr. Bradshaw, Nuns Manor. And as my neighbour said when he saw it, my neighbour at Froggin House, it's very disrespectful to misspell someone's name.
We've got a typo.
Especially a gentleman who has done so much for this village. I am surprised no councillors appear to have picked up on it.
I did.
Where was it in the minutes?
I believe it's for the charity, the village charity.
Yeah.
I did point it out in the
correct.
draft minutes or something.
Yes.
That's the village charity.
I will
we'll get that amended.
The letter.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. Mr. Nichols.
The Local Government Finance Act 1992. I said this last time, I'll say it again. This Act deals with over and underspend in the precept. As there is a large amount already underspend already in the reserve account, this should be taken into account when setting the precept. There should not be a doubling up of money left, for instance, in the asset maintenance account, which I brought to your attention at the last meeting. There must be over £10,000 already allocated to this reserve fund. Again, I said this last month, this money could be used to update the website. Where is the money in the reserve, when the money in the reserve account is going to be used, when is the money in the reserve account going to be used for the purpose it was intended? We are told there will be cuts. We are given a grant of approximately £1,500, which has so far gone into the reserve account. So this will not affect the council if this is cut. Where else can the council face cuts? There are points which should be taken into account when setting the precept. The finance committee spent over an hour on the precept, and I hope this was not a waste of their time. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Any other comments from the public? No? Okay, excellent, we'll move on. Okay, is Philippa coming, Susan?
As far as I know, I had I'm sorry I'm late.
That's alright.
My bike broke down.
Do you want to do yours first?
Sure.
Yeah. Are you singing it, or are you doing it in rap style, in the style of Snoop Doggy?
I was thinking I'd do the cuts and rap,
Okay.
and then I'd sing the grants. Do you want me to? I'll just come to the side of the video. So.
Warmer there anyway.
Right. Okay. So the first item is actually about neighbouring villages to Shepreth, and it's about the speculative development in Barrington, Foxton and Melbourne, all of which will have an impact on Shepreth. It's a total of over 500 houses, so I'm sure you know roughly the details. Barrington has an application for 220, Foxton for 90, and Melbourne for 199, and all of those applications are now lodged, but they are all being made speculatively in the vacuum of a policy framework, and that means that there is no accompanying plan for overall infrastructure for the effects of all of those developments at the same time. And normally what would happen is that, well, planning is planned over a very long period of time, and then you would look to see where your population is going up and where you need a new school, to expand the doctor's surgery and do work on the roads and so on. So as I represent both Foxton and Melbourne, and Shepreth children go to Barrington School, I've been a little bit involved in learning about these, and I went to a meeting on Monday this week at Melbourne to talk about provision of new places at the primary schools and the need for the surgeries at Harston and Melbourne to expand. Basically, there isn't any money attached, there isn't sufficient money attached to these applications, which are still evolving. So but the indications are that, for example, the sum required to create a new school place is £19,000. That's what is reckoned. What's being offered by CMEX is in the order of £8,000 per place. So it's a real shortfall. That's the legal minimum requirement, and without a long-term strategy to find the funding to grow the school, this is all being rushed through in this vacuum period. And it's a real concern, especially for Shepreth at Barrington School. The surgery at Melbourne it's just about at capacity, and Melbourne is already getting 100 new houses across 2 different developments, and they are, as if you're a patient there, you'll know they now open later and later into the evenings, and they don't have the capacity to take all of these new prospective people. So these are real worries, and the most expensive thing really is roads and transport infrastructure. We know how hard it's been in Shepreth to make small improvements, and we've been very lucky to get what we've got here. But I asked if CMEX would consider looking at the path from Shepreth to Barrington, the road from Shepreth to Barrington, and the provision of a footway off the road, and they weren't interested. So it's all a bit, is higgledy-piggledy the right word? And it is important for Shepreth, I think, to be aware of that. And there's no way that the County Council can make up the shortfall. There's just no way, because all we're doing is reducing budgets. Okay, I'll finish with that one. I've had some more people contacting me about the route between Shepreth and Meldreth to walk, and how dangerous it is with the bends. I'm sure you're aware that when CMEX was operating in Barrington, there was an agreement that they wouldn't have their lorries running along that road for that reason. And this parish council, about 8-9 years ago, put in an application to the Minor Highways Fund, as it was then, to create a path between the two villages, and there just wasn't enough money in that pot. But I think with the population, increase, there will be more and more, there's more conflict. There's also, you'll have noticed there are no more lines in the middle of the roads. That is not something we're going to get, because it's been one of the first things to get written off the highways budget, refreshing the dotted lines in the middle of the road. I mean,
So,
not written off forever.
As they wear out, they're not going to be replaced.
No, no. So I've also had people writing to me about, speeding traffic, going on the wrong side of the road. It's just, you know what I'm talking about, because we all live there. But I do think it's important when people do get in touch with these problems that we note them and we lodge them and, register them, because they are serious problems, and you never know what opportunity might come along. I guess the terminology is shovel-ready schemes. You know what you want, and you can think about it, think about the details of it. Sometimes opportunities arise, and you can meet them. So I just thought I should bring that one to you. Meldreth Road, over the tracks. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Right, then this is the wrap part, I guess.
Yeah.
No. So, in my report last time, and I know I wasn't here, but I gave you a little list of some of the things that are looking, that we know are going to be reduced. And I mentioned street lights, so they're all going in very slowly. There's a very strong likelihood that they will be turned off at around midnight, between midnight and 6 to save energy.
Hello.
Hello.
But due to the new technology on the new lights, parish councils will be able to say, we want to pay for more energy, we want them on at certain times. And equally, if we don't want them on at all, like Great Chisel and Hayden don't want their lights on at all, we can turn them off as much as we want.
So we could choose to keep ours on longer.
If you want to pay for it.
If you want to pay.
Yeah, yeah. We'll get more detail on that later. I think I reported to you last time that we were expecting a 15% area cut in winter gridding. So that's the gridding of the roads. Currently 45% of the road network is gridded. And the idea is, I think we have to save something like £750,000 or something like that. So they're going to reduce it to 30% of the network, which would have quite an impact. We have been able to get a reprieve on that this year, we think, but next year not. So there's been, sometimes there's some underspend somewhere, and the committee I'm on prioritized winter gridding as something really important, especially for more isolated places. And again, some parishes are already engaged in snow clearing and may get involved in gridding. Great Chisel, new road that goes up
Yeah.
Great Chisel, I think maybe is not gridded. They can go out via Falmere Road, Hayden, but under this new regime, they could lose all of their ways out of the village. So they're already hiring, the parish council is already paying for farmers to do snow clearing within the village, and they're looking to expand that.
I don't understand.
It's basically, there's not enough money, and everything's being reduced, and we haven't seen...
So what are you saying here? Are you actually saying that we could pay for gritting?
What I'm saying is that there will be a new kind of culture. If you look at the park and ride, we never had to pay for it before. And in the new world, there will be more and more things that we will be asked to pay for, as individuals and as communities. So the street parking charges in Cambridge have gone through the roof, charges, charges, charges. And this is something that will be coming down to parish councils. And I a lot of us will raise our hands and say, do you realise how much you're asking parish councils to do? Because it isn't fair, and you're basically creating another, you're creating a new super tier of the most localised level of democracy, and you're not getting the staff that the district and county councils have to deal with all this.
Harold's going to be busy.
He's got a good shovel.
Okay, I'm not going to go through all the cuts, and we're working toward this. This all gets finalised in February, but because we have this new committee system where all the councillors work together, which is good because we all learn more, and you understand. I understand more the overall picture, and we all pitch in our ideas. So the one that I wanted to stand up for was grants to the Cambridge Citizens Advice Bureau, which you can't believe they would cut. But it was on the list to go, like a lot of things that are absolutely sensible and things we really need. But my colleagues on the committee, and we're a cross-party committee, we voted unanimously on all the things that we discussed over weeks and weeks and weeks, and we've got a reprieve on winter gridding, reprieve on community grants, including Citizens Advice Bureau, and we've also got some money for street lighting in Cambridge after midnight, we think, because we all use the cities and the towns, if we go to cinema or whatever, and this is, this is the lighting of public places in populated areas. So this is how we're trying to work together, scrounge for money, decide how to prioritize it. But the burden is, it's growing. The one that I wanted to highlight particularly, though, was community transport for vulnerable people. I know a number of people in Shepreth are volunteers for Royston.
That's you?
Yeah.
Sorry, Douglas?
I have a question. You say that CMEX are allocating £8,000 a child. How many children are they envisaging with the new development?
Right. I can't remember. They've got. I can find out. They have projected how many per year. I mean, it's etc. And it's broken down in a more complicated way than I would have guessed. But what they're proposing in terms of funding falls short of providing for the number of children they are expecting.
You don't know what that funding is. Then I could divide by 8,000.
Well, maybe I can send you this information and you can...
I just wondered what the feeling was, what the attitude was.
The attitude was, whose
Don't
attitude?
want to pay.
Well, it's quite common to just say, I'll provide the legal minimum, then I'm doing what's legally necessary. The surprising thing is...
Well, it's the law.
Yeah, but CMEX, having been a strong local business for so many years, you would have thought they would want to leave a positive legacy. I would have thought.
It's only me.
I know,
You've
that's
got to
very
be
naive, isn't it?
Developers don't always work like that.
The other thing is the internet connection is very, very good. The super.
That's great.
I'm getting a download of 38
That's brilliant.
and an
That's
upload
brilliant.
of 8.
I need to give you a note because we have none in our area.
Well, you have to phone up BT and pay a
we
bit
have
more.
just renewed our contract and they've told us. Sorry.
Thanks, Susan.
Okay.
Lovely. Thank you. Philippa,
Susan.
you're on.
Thank you. Good evening, everybody. So I was a bit late.
Right. Reports and updates and decisions, etc. Village Hall. Douglas, Cyril,
Yeah, we had
not
a meeting.
you.
We had a meeting.
Yeah.
We did, yeah.
And that was
First one.
well attended, except for the chairman. Last time said he wouldn't be coming after next time, but he didn't come this time either, so
Right.
he's away. The income's going up, sort of, we've got a real amount of money, and we've got a few projects in mind which we're looking at. Clock, only tonight we were discussing it. But we can have a new clock that hopefully will tell us the time.
Went backwards last Christmas, the clock, didn't it?
Yeah.
After somebody tampered with it.
Footballers, Douglas.
Football, well that's the, oh yes, yeah, the footballers haven't paid
There's
for the use, and maybe we should be considering solar panels instead of footballers.
What, on the wreck?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's you, Doug?
They're both bright stars.
I need to say I'm like to resign as a parish council rep to Village Hall Committee.
Okay. Right.
I've just swap it for another duty.
Do we need to appoint another parish council rep to that because we've got you two guys?
Well
on?
attended with others.
We're well
Your
attended,
wife's
aren't
still
we?
coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's because your wife is now
Secretary.
secretary. Yeah, so you can't both go.
Grand job, that.
Okay, fine. Teresa, neighbourhood watch.
2 vans broken into and tools stolen, 1 in Barons Green, 1 in Blenheim Close, 48-hour gap between both of them. A handbag theft from a car parked in our Village Hall car park last Friday, the 5th of December at 5:30 p.m. in the evening. Please can the PC consider updating the poor lighting in that car park as it is the ideal cover for people to hide and then attack.
Didn't we look at this before? The lighting
Yeah,
in the
I
car
remember.
park, didn't we?
Yeah,
Nothing happened, did it?
Mr. Kendrick said it wasn't necessary. It obviously is because we were getting people's cars broken into. They smashed the lady's windows. They took her handbag and they took CDs and other things. And she contacted me directly via Facebook, and she was very upset about it.
Shall we put that on the agenda again for next
It
month?
needs to go
Yeah?
back on the agenda
Put that
because
on for
that
next
car
month.
park belongs to us,
That's
so we
right,
need to
yeah.
take some ownership.
Yeah.
That's it.
Oh, is that it? It was Barrows Green, you said that, didn't you? It was on
Barons
the-
Green
Yeah,
and Blenheim
yeah.
Close.
Yeah.
And it was literally 48 hours.
So
Yeah.
possibly.
Yeah. Okay. Maid, I have to confess I didn't get there. I was sitting on the A14 for an hour and a half that evening behind a 7-car pile-up. So I can send you around the emails that I received on that, to be perfectly honest with you. Rec Warden James.
Tony, Mr. Chairman.
Oh, sorry. Would you like to give a quick update on that in that case?
Maid, I was going to put something in my report, but I thought I'd wait.
Yes,
so
it's
you
my
got to
fault.
it?
I was.
Your fault.
Yeah.
I was just going to give something extra about Maid. Well, it's really good news though. The club went from 0 to 21 registered. So 0 the first night, then 3, then 6, then 13, and now they've got 21. That's over an 8-week period registered, spread across all the villages, and a mixture of boys and girls, younger, they're about 11 to 14. But what I wanted to report was that at the Community Rail Partnership, I invited Groundwork, the youth club provider, to meet with the train company. I know this sounds like a funny combination, but we've asked the train company if they would fund some extra work by Groundwork for the youth club. Specifically because we have a little bit of problems around the 3 rail stations. So the train company would rather do something positive to support work with young people than just repaint the waiting room or something like that. So we've asked them for, well, Groundwork did a proposal for about 10 weeks worth of work in the spring. It's extra projects for Maid, and it's worth a few £1,000s. And Great Northern are coming back in a couple of weeks, and they're quite enthusiastic about it. And then the other thing is that the fire service, we didn't get in touch with them, but they contacted, they got in touch with me because there have been some problems relating to arson near Melbourne Village College, not by students. And the fire service is obviously concerned about this, and they would like to also give a grant to the youth club and to see if this would give them some opportunity to get in there and prevent fires. But these are just 2 outside grants, unexpected, for Maid, not to replace what's being done, but to supplement it and to help it grow. So that was.
And there are Shepreth children signed up,
Yep.
aren't there?
Yep.
So we've actually got kids from
Yep.
the village going, which is great. Thank you. James, sorry.
3 point. The pagoda on the recreation ground needs repairing sooner than later. The front smashed a bit.
Didn't we discuss that?
Yeah, it's
What happened? Did we even do anything about it?
The way it's going at the moment with the weather, the whole roof's going to be wrecked before long.
Okay, shall we get somebody to look at that and get
And
a quote
also,
on
in
it?
coincide with that, there's some more cross members of the fence along the station,
They've gone, haven't they?
along the far side. It's wear and tear and old age.
Old age.
Yeah, well that means we need to get some quotes.
What's wrong with the roof?
There's a front beam missing.
Missing?
Yeah, it's on top of the container. You know, right at the front of the under.
Yeah.
It's got this strut. Where it's missing, it's been ripped off. But because it's been off that long, the rain's coming straight through the top and straight down. So all the
Why not?
struts are starting to rot away.
We'll get someone to look at it, and also where the fence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the last one, rubbish on the right.
Put that down on Sunday.
People don't believe me that footballers leave rubbish on the right.
Really?
Yeah, yeah, they do.
That was the
Yeah.
first print on my laptop, like new printed it here,
Yeah,
and it's within 30 metres of a bin.
yeah,
That wasn't last Sunday though, was it?
So there now, it's still there.
yeah.
Yeah.
They need that tape around everywhere as well, don't they?
There's an extra 3 cans, but they're in my garden.
Well, we're going to come on to that. We're going to come on to that.
So,
So, on the agenda, so we'll have a chat about that.
thank you, Julie.
Thank you. Okay, right. Finance and checks, just 2 tonight. EW Pepper Limited, £75 plus VAT, in total 90. That was Berry Farm for the supplying of the Christmas tree. And can I just say that
Sorry.
they were
Talk to yourself.
extremely helpful to help us source this locally, the only one that was. They gave us discount, they've invoiced us for it rather than paying for it. They were very, very helpful. So yeah, and the second one on there is Clark, salary £462.67, including home office working expenses from April to November. So I need a proposer for those, and I need a seconder.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
The overtime, how much overtime was done this month?
How much overtime was done this month? Have you got that with
I
you?
haven't got the exact hours.
No, no disrespect,
No, but I've got
for some
time
reason
sheets.
I've not seen the timesheets.
Oh, we've got the time sheets, we can send those through to you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just recorded.
Yeah, they're all recorded, we'll send those through to you.
The working at home expenses is £10 a month.
Yep,
Yeah.
it's in the contract.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
So can I have a proposer and a seconder for those? I'll propose it. Cyril will second it. So we can have some check signing going on, please.
Usually get this job done.
Yeah,
Yes.
you and Douglas can do that.
Okay.
Just while you're doing that, we'll move on to the clerk's report. 374.
Okay, lots of administration, meeting agendas, drafting notes, updating registers, displaying notices, taking down notices, updating website, responding to various telephone and email inquiries and planning applications, finance, increase the income and expenditure, bank reconciliation, issuing invoices and doing the PAYE with HMRC, finalising the grass cutting tender and sending that out, liaising with South Cams regarding the BMX track, updating training and attendance records which are on our website, drafting December newsletter copy, finalising website quotes, drafting licence letters, networking with local clerks and updating trustee records online. And I received, since the last meeting, I received 221 emails and I sent 267. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay.
A minor point, but I think make sure you split the expenses and the salary when you put them through the accounts.
They are split in the,
Okay,
on the
well,
invoice if you'd like
But
to see
the
it.
check's not, but when you do the accounts, make
Yeah,
sure you
on the
split
account.
Oh,
Yeah.
it is definitely split up in the accounts
That's
and
fine.
on the
That's fine.
sheet there, but not in the cheque. Do you want me to write 2 separate cheques? Is that what you mean?
No,
I'm
no,
not sure
screw
what you
it.
mean. If you look here, it's written down every month, broken down for you. There, which will be in the, every month. It's like that in the files. It has.
All right.
Yeah.
So you did know the answer. You do know what the
Yeah,
expenses are.
thank you.
372. Okay.
Okay. 375 planning application, Barrington. we have got to respond to that. The file's there, you've all seen it. I think you know exactly what's going on. We've got to respond to that by the end of December.
That's right, yes.
Yeah. We asked for any further comments at the last meeting, and we have received no further comments. Is that
No
correct?
further comments. I have the comments.
We've got all the comments that everybody's given to us so far, but we're just mopping up to make sure anybody else has got anything that haven't. So Maria is now going to draft a response which she will send round to all of us, taking on board all of our comments with regard to the railway station, the junctions, Frog End, etc, 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 which I think we're all aware of. So if everybody's happy with that, you'll get on with that and then send it round to us, and we'll get that out before, probably before Christmas, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. Any comments on that? Are everybody happy for us to bash over with that? Good. Excellent. Speedwatch, Mr. Jordan, you're on.
Speedwatch, we've had a good response from the village. We've got 7 names. It's impossible to do it with less than 10.
Is it?
Can't do it, yeah.
I thought you said less.
No, it's got to be 10. I spoke to Brian. What the problem is if you've got 7, you've got to have 4 on duty at any one time. Yeah? So it only gives you 3 spare. What you need is 2 teams and 2 coordinators. So you've got 2 teams of 4 and 2 coordinators. We've only got 7 volunteers.
So we want another 3 volunteers?
Another 3 volunteers. At this moment in time, Barrington's got one coming up because they're trying to get theirs sorted. Melbourne's done theirs. There's another 2 villages in the area are going to do theirs. We'll try and link up when they do them in the spring.
So we want 3 more volunteers. So if we could get 3 more volunteers in this room tonight,
yeah,
we're away.
We've got to do it because we need more the merrier. Because if not, if you've got the same people standing on the side of the road, you're going to get more abuse from the drivers because you're going to clock the same people. But we've got new faces and different faces. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think we should ask the audience.
I think we should ask the audience, yeah. Yeah. Any volunteers?
Any volunteers?
We could
No,
include
don't
it in the
all
newsletter
rush,
again.
eh?
We could include it again in the newsletter.
Yeah.
Don't
For
all rush.
February. January.
I'll volunteer, Jimmy.
That's it.
Okay.
That's 8.
And
Well,
it
it's
is
quite
camera
inside the
work
Parish
after all.
Council. I mean, this is the Speedwatch is for the community.
Yeah.
So we
Well,
need the community to volunteer.
Yeah.
Come forward and say, look, we are sick of the cars screaming through the village.
Yeah.
We're sick of the lorries from Happy Harry's.
It's
Yeah, I mean, let's get it sorted.
Yeah.
We've got children, but let's step forward.
Who have you got?
Come forward.
right.
I haven't got the list on us.
You got this one.
Can you remember them?
Me,
Good.
I know there's 2 that I know of.
Me.
And Rob's wife.
Right.
There's one from top of Frog End and another one. I haven't got the list for this, but
Let's see.
there isn't enough for the community's not coming forward to embrace this.
Yeah, I would suggest myself, but I'm not that keen on the project.
Well, it's,
I think it's a shame that people moan about speeding traffic through the village. We try and do something about it,
Yeah.
and everybody you talk to
I mean,
moans
you've
about it,
got
and then
Melrose Road.
nobody's prepared to do anything.
Station Road, in fact, from 6 o'clock in the morning till 7:30,
Yeah.
I can count 38 cars coming down that road, and you can count half them speeding. And Melrose Road, the way they're parking up there at the moment, it's a rat race.
Is it
Somebody's going to get killed on one of these roads.
Is it too late
All
to
right,
get that?
you convinced me, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Put me down.
So we just need one
It's
more.
just
I'm
a
sure we can
What
time
squeeze
are we
one
doing
more
it, though?
out there.
It's got to be
What-
done in daylight.
Not till the
During-
spring
not the
then.
spring, during the day.
I've got to work.
Get a child to school, don't I?
That's what I mean. It all depends when we can liaise with.
I mean, I've got the
Brian.
name down.
You could do the evening. What?
Yeah.
We can't. There's certain times you can't do it. Everybody thinks you can do it any
You do it in
time.
the evening in the daylight,
You
couldn't
can
you?
only do it at certain
Okay.
times.
Right.
Put my name
Do
down.
I feel a volunteer
Yeah,
coming on
put
there?
my name down.
That way.
Is this one
I'll
short?
send
Eh?
you.
This is one short or we're there?
I think we're there, aren't we?
So we
No, we're not. You wanted 3.
So I have
you got
Tony
Yeah.
Douglas and
Three.
Mrs Thomas, is that right?
Yeah, you got
Okay.
3.
There you go.
Can you re-rig the names and send the batteries?
Of course, yes.
Yeah.
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 No, and get in touch with Brian again
That's good.
and get it.
Well, if we get it on, I mean, get it going, then at least we can get one crew out or something
Because
like that, can't we?
the nights at the moment in the late and early, we can't do anything till
No,
spring.
till the spring. But there you go, you've got your 10.
Well,
Yeah?
we've got to wait for the camera anyway.
No, we're going to use there's 2 within 5 villages. I know.
Yeah, but then you
And,
can't just get
Yeah,
along
yeah.
that, can
You
you?
pass it round because they don't use it every day.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay, you got 10 then, Jim?
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. Alright, great. Any other comments on Speedwatch? No? Okay, fine. Collins Close. Mr Jordan, you're on again. You wanted this on the agenda?
Grass. Collins Close.
Yeah.
It's not grass. It's not nothing. I walked up the other day and I got accosted by 2 members of the public because I was standing looking in the rain. What are you doing? I said, well, you want to worry about the rubbish in here? I said, I'm fine. It's your rubbish, not our rubbish. I said, well, the bins are full. When are you going to get? I thought, I'm fine. Whoa, whoa. They are getting really annoyed with the hump.
What are you talking about when you say grass? Are you talking about the grass around the
Inside.
play area?
Inside.
Are you talking about the bit at the back of the mound?
The
Or are you
whole
talking...
in the play area where it gets cut, it's just a mess now.
What
It
does it
needs
need?
cutting again. And I said to them, well, the cuts have been done. Why can't we have extra cuts? I says, because there was a bunch. And I was trying to explain this to them. What I'm saying is we need to keep Collins Close as a separate identity because we've got that maintenance thing, haven't we?
Well, it is, yeah.
Yeah,
that's
we
fine.
have,
But
it's
I mean,
had 10 cuts so
it's had 10
far
cuts, though.
between April and September as far
But
as
they complain because
approvals.
the mess of that little play area.
Well, they will complain, but we've done our cuts.
And last question I had, who cleans the rubbish out of the bins? 'Cause I
They
couldn't
get
answer.
collected, apparently,
I couldn't
have
answer that
contact with
question.
South Cams and they are collected on a Wednesday normally. I speak to a lady called Heidi DeFay, I don't know how to pronounce her name exactly, and she organises the street cleansing, I think it's called, and I believe it's Wednesday. So there was an issue about a month or so ago, and then
Well, I couldn't answer the question because I didn't know who collected and
when
they
did you go
collected.
round then? Was it Wednesday? Yesterday.
Well, it's not
Well,
like-
Tuesday, that's why they were probably...
When they're emptied, they're normally up and overflowing within
Yeah.
a day, virtually.
You've got pizzas and
No, I don't know where they come from. Yeah,
kebab wrappers.
yeah I know. Yeah,
They're the same people that empty that empty the one on this wreck.
They empty all the bins.
Yeah, they empty all the bins.
Yeah.
yeah.
But that's like a little truck, a little council
Yeah,
truck, comes
so,
separately.
yeah.
Just
I don't know, I mean, I often see it, but I don't know just when, whether it's Wednesdays or whenever.
Okay, well, I mean, Collins Close, we finished grass cutting on Collins Close for the year. So, unless you want to put some extra cuts in.
Now,
There we go.
while we're on Collins Close, the snagging list.
Oh yes, we've got a couple of
I
bits
have,
on that. Yeah,
Yeah, I
that's
have,
on
I
that.
have 2 updates. Hills still have to spray the railings where there was white paint thrown over it, and they've got to touch up the side of the electric feeder pillar. This is due to be carried out in the next week or so. So once the council is satisfied, then the
So
transfer...
just 2 outstanding.
Yeah, got just 2 outstanding.
And they reckon they're going to do that before Christmas, or?
He said in the next week or so, and
When
he
did you say that?
apologises. On the 9th, when was that?
9th of September.
Tuesday, sorry, Tuesday. The other item that we discussed a while ago about the section 106, the contact I wrote to at Hills, they'll hopefully get back to us with regards to transferring the money back to the capital fund. He'll let us know their comments hopefully before Christmas. So he's on the case.
We'll away.
So
I don't
I'll
think
call
they're-
him again at the end of next week to find out. But are you all happy once the snagging's done for us to proceed with the transfer of the freehold?
We said that once Sean was happy with that
Yeah,
snagging
Sean
at the
said
last
he
meeting,
was happy.
that
That's
Now,
everybody
is Sean going
agreed
to be
that.
able to do this, or?
He's already looked
He's already
at it
looked
and he
at
said
it.
he's
No, I mean, he's been ill or something, isn't he? So
Well,
he said he
hopefully
looked at it before to me and he was happy
it'll
with
get
it.
better.
Yeah.
he's happy. All right,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay.
Mr Hanford.
Yeah, Collins Close. Is it on fast broadband? Do you know, Susan? Bearing in mind that would have
Yeah,
been
actually
3
that's
years
the one
ago.
that I would doubt. It might be. There's a brand new development in Mildred that is included. We need
Wouldn't
to
that not be linked in with John Bray Close?
we need
It's
we
right
need
beside each
to
other.
ask somebody.
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know.
Find out.
Find out, yeah.
Have you got super fast broadband?
I've got a clue.
You have to actually
ask him,
organise
yeah.
it.
Don't know. Well, we'll find out. We'll find out. Can you find
I'll
out?
find out, yeah, find out.
Okay. Collins Close, yeah? Fine. Alright, okay.
The main event.
The main event, the joy that is draft precept. Copies there. Right, the Finance Committee very kindly put together a draft precept. I asked last month for any...
Richard, could you pass me some copies, please? Yeah,
I asked for any amendments on those. I asked for any amendments on those draft precepts. Anything anybody wants to put up or put down. Maria as RFO and myself as chairman went through it and we did amend some. Nobody else has come to us with any other amendments, Douglas, because they've not come to you and they've not come to me.
Well, we haven't had
another
meeting either.
No, but I asked for amendments for this meeting, so nobody's come to you with that, have they?
No.
Okay, so we've got two columns. What I propose to do is I spoke to Democratic Services about this and they said it's very simple. You work your way down the columns and you take a vote on each one, whether you're going to go higher or lower, and we come out with a precept. So it's all pretty simple stuff.
Can I just say one thing before we start?
Yes, sir.
I'd like to thank the committee who sat down that night and sorted it out.
I've got a little note to do that. Yeah.
I think they did a really good job.
Yep, that's fine. Just looking at where we are, so far this year we've spent £15,817.33. If you equate that down to a monthly spend, that comes down to 1977, which gives us total annual spend of 23,725. You can actually take off of that really Collins Close playground equipment and the legal cost of the purchase of the rec, which takes us down this year so far to a spend of 12,713. You might like to check my maths because I'm not the best in the world. Giving us a monthly spend of £1,589, giving us a total annual spend of £1969. So if we kept spending at the same rate, we would have a shortfall of 7,000 on the higher figure, including Collins Close and the rec, down to a shortfall of 2,344 if you take those out of the equation, if we work on the Finance Committee's recommendation. I personally think we've got some more costs coming down the line, which Susan also has said are going to come our way. I think we've got two choices. We can either, as I say, adopt a lower figure and eat into reserves, or we can look at what we're doing on precept. So, as I say, my proposal is that we work through these column by column, show of hands on each one. We don't have to have a proposal and a seconder on each of these. I've already checked that with Democratic Services. But at the end of the day, we do have to have a proposal and a seconder on the final figure that we get for the precept.
Are we all happy with that process?
I was just going to ask the question.
I've actually got a few points that I'd like to raise on this.
Yeah, fine.
Shall we start with the website?
Well, what we're going to do is work our way down the column.
Yeah,
and we can
because you
discuss.
said we have to vote in favour, so I don't want to be voting without actually being able to put my points across.
Now, when we get to the website, we'll talk about it. Is that okay? Yeah, we can do that each
deal
time.
with each line as well.
We're going to deal with each line. Okay.
Interesting, yeah?
Yeah, we'll deal with each line. So we'll start with 1, 2, Clark, we're down, right the way down, and then to the website, and then you can say whatever you want to say on the website, and then we can do whatever we want to do and take a vote for it. I mean, for example, I'm quite happy to admit on the website, we put a figure in that, you know, we could have ended down a bit. Okay, right, Clark's salary was put in by Finance Committee at 5, we changed it to 6. The reason behind that is the fact that there is going to be more work coming down the line from South Hams. I think you admit that, I think, Susan. We've got two choices. We either deal with that or we don't deal with it. We deal with the work or we don't deal with the work. It's as simple as that.
I've got a point on that one.
Yeah.
The reasons why I believe it's high is because the groundwork wasn't in. Now the groundwork is in, that Maria's in situ, and she obviously said that it would become easier and all the rest of it. That I believe it should stay the same. Because of my figures, we only spent £3,203 so far.
Yeah.
With 4 months left.
Yeah, well, give us an annual spend of 4,806 if we keep it the same rate.
It's about, it gives you roughly about £1,800 over 3 months.
Obviously, we don't have to spend this. This is just what we're budgeting and precepting for.
Like that to me, it is the biggest spend that we've got.
Clerk's salary and grounds maintenance are the two biggest spends.
I believe the clerk's salary should stop the way the advisory committee had it.
Okay.
I agree.
Right. You agree with that?
I do.
Okay, we'll have a show of hands. You got anything to say on that one, Richard?
No.
Douglas?
I think I followed Jimmy's argument that it's running at 400, which would bring us back to nearer the 5,000. What concerns me is that the conversation I had with Barrington Clark, whereby she's doing a lot more hours than our clerk is doing, and her rate of pay was nearly £14 an hour.
Yes, considerably more. Barrington are spending...
which is a lot different to what I was sort of led to believe before.
Barrington are spending £11,500
In my
a year.
opinion, I would go for 5.5 to please both sides.
But can I just say something? Barrington Clark is on LC2 because she's got a lot of years of experience.
Oh no, I'm not disputing the hourly rate. What we're talking about is the hours she's doing.
That's
She's
right.
contracted 16 hours a week, isn't she? And it's more now with...
She's
But
got a lot more
our clerk is
work
also
in
on
Barrington than
LC2.
our clerk here. She's got
And our
stuff
precept's
popping up.
lower.
I mean, plan applications, and things like that. There's a lot more work in Barrington because there's a lot more things happening.
Yeah.
In my eyes.
Well, I say this is why, you know, it's open, as I say.
Once Sinex kicks in. Anyway, that's my proposal. I don't know what you think,
Cyril?
Yeah, I'll agree with what you say there. Let's go halfway. But I don't know, I mean, there's going to be more things coming on with all these things coming through the village.
I think there will be. So you want to, look, mine and Maria's, you want to knock down to 5.5. Well, I'm happy to knock that down to 5.5 if you want. So if we take a show of hands on that, then those at 5, those at 5.5, so 5.5. Okay, office expenditure was put in at 350. We changed that to 500. Reason being is that actually I've done a lot of the office expenditure this year. I've done the majority of printing for leaflets, the mail drops and everything, provided the paper. And with the greatest respect, I don't mind doing it for nothing for the village fair and river shed and all that sort of thing. But I don't think the parish counts as a charity, and I don't see why I should keep doing that, to be frank with you, because that's costing me quite a lot of money.
Could I also make a point that I see that the current expenditure is 572?
Yeah, it is, but don't forget we had a laptop and printer as well, so you know, down from that. But I do think there's going to be more come our way, because as I say, certainly I was doing that for the first 6 or 7 months of the year, and I don't propose to keep doing that. Any comments on that one? Okay, can we have a show of hands for 350? And show of hands for 500. Okay. Auditor, 275. I ordered to 300. We ordered to 300. 260 last year. I don't know. I mean, I just thought it might go up a bit, but you know, I won't argue the toss on that one. Anybody?
So 275 are all happy on it?
Are we happy on 275? Yeah? Yeah, 275. Okay, insurance both came out to 1,000. I mean, it is what it is. Do I take it that we're happy with 1,000? Yeah? Okay, are you happy with that, Teresa? 1,000 insurance? Yeah? Yeah?
That all 6 of you.
Yeah, that's all 6. Asset maintenance, 500 from the Finance Committee, which was quite clearly mentioned by members of the public that they wanted contractors to do more work and not us, which is fine, but we've got to pay for it. And the other thing is that obviously it's playground equipment, so we're going to have to get that done correctly. There is some maintenance required on playground equipment, no two ways about it, but I think it's got to be spent crazy.
Can I just make a point that asset maintenance should include the website, because the website is actually a parish council asset.
Well, that's fine.
And you're proposing to put the website maintenance up to £2,000. So does that mean you want to carry that £2,000 onto the asset maintenance to make it 3,000? £2,000 is a lot of money.
the website, obviously all I did was go down the list that Douglas or the Finance Committee had proposed as to where it goes or how you want to allocate it. You can allocate it in those figures however you want.
Can I butt in?
Yeah.
Would this include spending on the fences and the thing you were talking about? Did you call it the pagoda?
Yeah, well that's
So
asset
does that
maintenance.
include
Well,
the
that's an
pagoda?
asset, yeah, yeah. And we are
So how
now,
much is that going to cost?
Could be
well, no,
anything.
it could be anything.
Well, I need something a bit closer.
Well, I can't tell you until we get an estimate.
It's already £10.
So, you know, as I say, yeah, that will come under that.
And shouldn't we be mindful as well of the allocated reserve funds that we've got? Is there no monies that we can take out of what we've got, like
Asset maintenance is in there, 10,000.
you know, can't we start using that? We can't keep hoarding money.
We can if you want to. It's actually entirely up to you. You've got two figures on the table that
I
you can
would
go on.
say that the reserves brought forward are a big issue, but they're a separate issue. I think we should establish what we think we're going to spend next year,
But surely,
regardless of how we raise it.
if you've got money in
Yeah, I
reserves,
understand
a lot, you can't keep putting precepts up
But
because the village is not
you've
going
got
to work.
65,000.
Excuse me, please let me finish. Thank you. You can't keep putting money up every year on the precept when we have this amount of money in reserve without the villagers getting aggrieved over it. And I can't say I blame them. There's a lot of money in reserve and we need to start using some of that money instead of keep putting the precept up.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, I think that should be used on what? They went down last year.
Yeah. Quick one comment.
Yeah.
Mentioned by a member of the public that there is reserve in asset maintenance at this moment in time. How much is in the asset maintenance formation or pot?
Well, they haven't told us that,
Hold on, have you got that in the accounts? There you go.
Yeah, that's the precept.
That's the precept
Yeah,
of
that was,
yeah.
and then we spent
Yeah, that's what we
51.
said.
So
So
we've still got 900
in reserve for this year.
950.
Yeah, this is next year though, isn't it?
Yeah, I know this is next year.
Yeah, but I mean things like the pagoda and the fencing we could take out this year, we're talking about next year.
Yeah, but how much have we actually got left in total? So have we had carry forwards from previous years where we've underspent?
We don't know.
You don't, I can't tell you that because we haven't carried that forward. I've got all the accounts with me. I can't tell you
I
that.
mean, we've got 2,500 in the precept for this year.
Yeah.
Look.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, so, you know, we've already, we haven't spent what we got in the precept this year.
Yeah, I said we had 2.5 this year. We haven't spent that yet, have we?
No, we haven't.
So I think that the asset maintenance should be put back down because we've got a lot in reserve.
Okay, alright, so,
So that people in the village can see that we're spending the money correctly. So just, I mean, this reserve's just, I've got everything against it. I mean, it just seems to be holding money for. It's not our money; it's the parish's money. So we shouldn't be holding it in my eyes.
okay, so do you want to go take a vote on 500? Teresa?
I would like to see figures. That's what I need to see, is proper figures to see how much we have. I don't see how we can make a decision like this with no proper figures in front of us. I'm sorry if that sounds, I don't mean to sound disrespectful, but I need to know what's in the pot.
65,000.
This isn't, we don't carry forward. I mean, at the end of the day, when the money's not spent, it goes into the reserve. It doesn't get carried forward on each individual item. You make the new budget each year.
Yeah,
So in reserve at the moment, if you're talking about what we've got in reserve this year,
For asset maintenance.
for asset maintenance, the precept for this year was £1,000 and we've spent £51.60.
So we've still got
So you've got £950 in reserve
Okay,
this year.
I
don't get carried forward.
don't see that it needs to go up any more than 500 then. in
Okay,
that case.
well, that's fine. So those in favour of 500? Those in favour, so 1, 2, 3, 4, that's fine. Okay.
4 for 500.
4, 500.
Okay.
Training, we kept the same, 900, I take it, that was, everybody's agreeable with that one?
I've no idea whether that's right or wrong.
Well, I think we need
Have we
to,
agreed to do a load of training or not?
we've spent that so far, we've got more training coming up, the clerk's got training coming up, I've got chairman training coming up, Richard's got chairman training coming up, there's going to be quite a lot of training costs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we
spent
stuck to
three.
900, but
Yeah.
I've got no real grounds for knowing what the right figure is.
Well, I mean, I think we're going to have some training expense, and if one of us goes,
Well, we're gonna soon be
or two of us goes, or whatever, then we've got more training
More
expense.
training then, yeah.
Yeah. So, is everybody happy with 900 as recommended by the?
When you mean go, what do you mean?
Well, if somebody goes, somebody leaves, or whatever, resigns, or
The
the clerk resigns, we've got to get another one trained, or you know, if I resign and go, might have a new career in TV.
Come on, get on with it.
So 900, is everybody happy with that?
Yeah.
Yep. Village hall hire. Yep. Okay, that's
I
6.
think they should go ahead.
Village hall hire, 250, the same as.
We spent 230.
We spent 230 so far this year.
Yeah, that was the bill for last year,
Yeah.
but we paid it this year, so
Yeah.
it'll probably be similar.
So it's
but
going to be
might
230,
slightly more.
250 village hall hire, which we've got to hire the room to have the meetings.
Can we do a
So
quick one and that? Can we not just break the football ups and just say we're paying it, but we haven't?
Sorry, I missed that. Was that?
You got to put it up for the vote.
yeah, 250. Are we all in favour of 250?
We ain't got a choice.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you can.
There's
So
a car
no.
park.
Web maintenance. Now, I think I went, this is where I was saying to you, Teresa, where I went overboard because I actually didn't know. What I was talking about here was looking at building a new website, okay, which we've got coming up. Now, I just threw a figure in because I get figures at work for building a website, but we've had some quotations through since then. So it's up to you guys, but I mean, we could get that for £1,000 if we can have a decent website.
This is what I don't understand, because the I mean, all of these are quite a lot of money, apart from one, and they don't seem to be all the same specification.
No, they're
either.
not. And we were going to come onto
Which
the
is all a bit
website. And
strange,
we were
so-
going to come onto the website in a minute after we've done this.
I would question £2,000.
No, I think £2,000. I think I over
But can we discuss the website
That's
and then
right.
come back
That's
to
later.
this?
I'd like-
how much we're going
well,
to put in or not?
I think that.
I'm flying blind.
I think that the website.
Well,
should
you've
be
seen the
connected.
quotations for the website, Douglas.
Yeah.
You've seen the quotations
Yeah, I
for the
have.
website, yeah.
They're between
But
sort
I
of
take
700 and
Teresa's
800.
point.
But it's going to be under. It's going to be under £1,000. The
But
website.
I would like to ask, because none of them are the same spec, obviously. We've got one company that gave quite what I would say is a reasonable quote of 640 something, and their ongoing pricing seems to be lower as well. Okay, they can't do the work till April, but I have one question, and please correct me if I'm wrong. Has the current website person that actually set the website up as it is in its current form, and I assume was that Donna Thomas?
Yeah.
Has Donna Thomas offered her services in helping update it so that it will be able to be used on iPads and iPhones? She has.
Right. Okay.
So, you know, if she's
Well, if she wants to do it, then we don't have to
She
spend it,
wants
which
to
is
do
great.
She hasn't actually to me, no.
No, she hasn't
As
to
far
me.
as I know. But
Well, I think
So
she
she
should be
come and show
front.
you how to do everything on it.
Yeah.
So-
But we're talking about updating
Yeah,
it
we're
so it
talking
can
about
be picked up by iPads and things like that.
Yeah.
because the way I look at these,
You've only got to ask her everything.
yeah,
Okay.
exactly. And the way I look at these, like I said, the specifications don't seem to be all the same anyway. I mean, some are for Facebook, some are linked to Twitter, some are linked to Instagram.
Well,
So
do you
that's
want
also
to? Okay.
should
Do you want to? In that case, do you want to jump? Okay, to 283 website and talk about the website, then come back to the precept. Yeah.
Because I don't see how we can sort this out.
Okay. Well,
until
let's
this
jump
has
to
been discussed.
283.
At the same time, the website maintenance, that's another one I believe should be taken out of reserve account to build the website, because we've got it in the reserve account.
Well, that's there again. You know, if you want to. This is why we're doing this.
Because
A
we're already
democratic way
paying
you
for
can
it.
all vote on it.
Well, we're either going to leave the website for a while or we're not.
Well,
Well,
if
I
you,
don't see-
right, okay, do you want to jump to item 382, okay, and then come back to item 378 once we've discussed item 382, the website?
Yeah, let's go on to 382. My opinion.
Okay, we'll go on to 382 and we'll discuss the website, then we'll come back to item
We can do ask everything.
378. Is everybody happy to do that? Yeah, okay, right, so we'll go on to website. We've had 3 quotations for the website. I think we all agreed that we wanted to update the website, make it a 21st century, 22nd century, 21st century, 22nd century website that you could access on iPads, iPhones, etc., that was much more user friendly to the public. We could get more information on there with things like the plan, get that on there, pages relating to that, etc., etc., etc. Maria has put out just some inquiries. We've had some specs come back through, and what I was going to suggest is that we get one of these companies to come and talk to us and explain to us exactly what they can do for us as a parish council, because I don't understand that.
Are they local?
Well,
yeah, they're in Steeple Morden.
so the ones in Exeter, am I right in saying that they're a relation of yours as
Yeah,
well?
I think we wanted 3 quotes and we were waiting for a third quote to come in, but it's very high, so we won't use them.
Okay, so yeah, so if we have a local company, if anything does go wrong, we've got that instant backup. And also I noticed was with the difference in quotes, because C4B Media have quoted £1,914, but when you look at some of the small print, they have like added things that they'll have if you need extra help and that sort of thing. I looked at the Morden design, because they do a lot of websites for other parish councils and things, and their layout I think is really good.
Is that
They're quite expensive.
Is that the 6?
Is that the cheaper one?
This was the cheaper
Oh,
one.
that's the one
Okay,
we were
they
talking
can't
about.
do it till April.
Well, it doesn't matter.
But I mean, you know, maybe we should wait till April.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
And be prudent if that's the way we're going to go, because you know they offer they will cover all the costs for the first year of operation as well. So, which is quite good. So they don't actually make it operational until the parish council is happy with the way it looks, the way it works.
Well, that's
it's going to be user friendly, which is all good in my book.
Do we go on
I
Twitter?
think
and
most
Facebook
companies
on
do
that?
that.
Well, this is the thing, because none of the quotes they're all for different
Which
specs.
is why, I mean, I thought personally we should get this company, this is what we were saying, and I'll put it to you guys, to get this company to come along and just do a quick presentation as to what they can do for us.
I mean, are we going to have a Twitter feed?
We can do.
Why not?
Yeah.
Are we going to have a Facebook page?
Why not?
We can do.
Are we going to have
There's
Instagram?
There's options. I suggest having the option to add it in. when you
Sorry,
need to.
Douglas.
Yeah, if you want to have the option
Right, I
there.
don't want to interrupt.
When they build it,
Yeah.
to have the option.
Yeah, you can add things to it, can't
Yeah.
you?
Are any of these firms being used by villages around here where we know
This
Yes,
one
yes,
is.
yeah,
this
yeah.
is
Oh, well, I'm
the
very
one,
much
yeah.
encouraged by
I
that.
was recommended that
Yeah.
from another club.
Well, that's good.
Well,
Yeah.
that's-
I'm
Who recommended this
warmer
one?
to that.
I can't recall exactly. I think it was Sally. So it was a local clerk. Yeah.
I think we should get them to come and talk to us
Via Val.
and bring a laptop and give us a
Maybe we should
demonstration.
get 2 to come and talk to us. Even the expensive one, we may find out what a wonderful job he's going to do. We may find out he's a waste of money.
But can we also explore Miss Thomas's
Yeah, we can
offer of
explore
help
that.
as well?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
absolutely.
I understand that was
Yeah.
free. Was that
Yeah.
free? Yes.
Yeah, we can explore that as well.
We'll just pay for it, don't name done. We've got the name
We've
registered.
got the name
Yeah.
already.
There is
So-
another one, which I noticed on the television was in the waiting room on Sky. £12 a year, and this company sets up for you. I couldn't get the phone number. It's on Sky.
Was it?
It would look really good on the television.
Yeah.
It says £12 a year.
I think with website, but you get what you pay for, Jimmy, at the end of the day. In all honesty.
work you've got to do.
It's a lot of work to build a website.
And I think we need to discuss what we want to put on it as well.
Well, I think what we need to discuss first of all, I think what we need to see is what they can do for us and what we
Yeah,
can
but
get on
it's
it. You know,
two-way.
it's a two-way thing. We want the website built, and I can only speak from work. We tell the web designers what we want. They go away and build it, come back and show it to us, and we say we like that, we don't like that, we'll have that, we won't have that, and then they go away and until we come back
Well,
and
I'm
they've
sure
got
it
final
evolves.
products. Yeah, yeah. So, is everybody happy for Maria to get these guys to come along January, February and talk to us? Yeah? And you would like 2 to come along, you'd like one of the more expensive companies to come along?
Well, yeah, because I'd like them to explain why they double.
Could be a double if good.
It could be they're conning us, it could be they're fantastic.
Okay. So we'll do
Without
that.
listening, I won't know.
Right, so we'll do that, yeah?
Okay.
Is everybody happy with that?
They both come at the same time.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know, we've got to get them, we've got to find out when they can come.
That'd be good.
Right, so going back then, are we happy with that now to go back to the preset?
Yeah.
Okay. So I think that I'd be happy to knock that down if we were looking to build that to 1,000. We've got 150
Like I said,
in there.
that should be something that comes with what we've got.
Okay, well if you,
In
that,
my
if you do 150 then that can come out.
Well, we don't know what we're going to do, that's the problem.
No.
So it's difficult to assess what's going to be
We'll
spent.
leave it that way, you've got the reserve to cover, you know what I mean?
Well,
My eyes.
At 150
Yeah.
we're going to be, at 150 we're going to be maintaining etc. what we've got, correct, would you agree?
Yeah, that's right. You have to
Okay,
pay for the website.
and obviously I'm talking about looking at spending the money on buying the website, but it's entirely up to you guys.
Well, we don't know what we're going to do, do we?
No, not the moment.
So we'll keep it as it is, 150.
Well, what happens if we go and spend
Absolutely, we're going to spend it. We're going to spend it.
If you have this allocation, it doesn't necessarily mean you are actually going to spend it.
No.
It's just.
No, but you're trying to keep the preset.
Yeah.
So you could.
I'm happy with the work you did.
Okay.
Well, I think if we're going to spend £700 or £800, that wasn't discussed about a new
Like I said, we've got money sitting in reserve.
Well, that applies to every.
You could apply to the whole, actual
I
whole
could do it
preset.
for 3 years.
Yeah. Okay, can we take a vote on this then? 150? Jimmy?
Right.
To 1,000, sorry, 1,000.
No.
Yes?
No,
No?
no,
What, you're abstaining?
no, I'm not abstaining. I think 500.
But that doesn't cover.
That doesn't
website
cover
if we make it, but it's more than if we don't.
Is this because you want it from reserves or because you don't think we're going to spend that amount of money?
I would like to explore the option because everyone's talking about rebuilding the website and I don't understand where the rebuilding of the website's coming from. We have a website that is okay at the moment. The only difference, it needs updating in order to be able to support iPads and iPhones. So it needs updating. It doesn't need a complete rebuild, and I'm afraid I'm not happy with spending money on something that's you know.
So you would propose
Residents'
you
money
would
is
you would
not
propose 500.
I propose 500.
Okay, right. So do we want to do? We've got one at 150. We've got the rest at 1,000, and you propose 500. So I'm happy to go back on 500. If that's what we want to do. What do you? Are you happy to do that? It doesn't cover it, but
Yeah, it seems odd, and I was under the impression that our
yeah.
website wasn't rated by anybody, so it probably needed to be started again.
I think it
That's where
does,
I
yeah.
was kind of
Yeah.
from, actually,
You're right, that's
Didn't
what we
think it
talked
was
about.
fit for purpose.
Yeah.
So
I mean, do you think we're going to end up with something new?
I
yeah.
can't see that they won't.
I can't see you.
I think you should go around the table and ask that question.
Well, certainly, I can't see that you're going to upgrade that website. I think you end up with a new website.
Well, that's
yeah.
one for a new website, you're not.
You're not.
I think we should build on the existing one so that
Okay.
it facilitates mobile phones and iPads.
Okay.
Yeah, but you might not be able to. That's what
Then-
I'm saying.
yeah.
I think it's not within that website.
No, I don't.
You'd have to rewrite the
Yeah,
code.
you'd have to
You've got
rewrite
to
the
do
So then
entire
we have to
thing.
redo it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's up to you guys.
I'm the impression that the one we've got uprated so we can pick it up on iPhones and iPads. Just upscale the one we've got.
Douglas?
You can't do it.
You can't
I'm
do that.
technically not, well, the lady whose mother is here,
Yeah.
who knows about this existing website.
I would
You
imagine-
reckon it's not a go?
Well, I
by the
would
sound of
imagine
it?
if it could have been done to do
Well,
iPads and that sort of
the-
she uses them, she would have done it in the first place. I would
Well, I'm
think.
going to
Yeah, I
butt
think
in and
that's
say,
you're
so you
right.
think
Yeah.
we'll be having a new one?
The only
Probably, yeah.
the only
Problem.
experience I've got with websites is
Okay.
that when we try to upgrade ours, we have to have a new website.
I'll take an advice.
I don't know.
I
Cyril?
think if she could have
I
done
wouldn't
iPads on
abstain,
it, she
I don't
would have done.
understand it, so I don't know.
So,
Okay.
I wouldn't know what to do with it if it was in there.
Right. Okay. So basically, we've got 3 of us that think we'd have to build a new website. 2 that want to upgrade the existing one. That I don't know whether you'd be able to do that or not. I want to push through this. I want to get this sorted. So at the end of the day, if I can't get an agreement on 1,000 and Teresa is saying 500, then
750.
750.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Right, let's move on.
750. Are we happy with that?
Happy with that.
Are you happy with that? Show of hands on 750. Yeah. Okay. Fine. Fees and subscriptions 450. 450.
That's
Are we
a
happy
quickie.
with that?
That's quick.
Can I show of hands for that? Okay, grounds maintenance, 4.5, and I put in 5. We've spent 4,275 this year. We've got more bills to come in. We're never going to do it on 4.5 next year. Yeah, we're not going to do it on 4.5. It's going to be over that.
We had the footballers.
No, what do you reckon?
I reckon 4.5 because if I had the footballers, they took a big chunk of the money. They're marking the pitches and every £80 a go. They're going to mark the pitches themselves, so it's going to save us.
No, this is moles, this is grounds maintenance, it's everything.
Fence.
That would really come under asset maintenance.
What was it last year?
£5,020, which I think we're probably going to get fairly close to this year.
October or November bills as yet.
And I think also, don't forget, the tenders have gone out and there's a good chance it's going to come back more expensive. The end of this month. Yeah.
Plus you've got your 350 contribution.
We are on £4,275.
We'll get money from the district or council.
County council.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's already in.
That's already included in the income.
If you took Collins Close out of your community as well.
That already comes out of a separate account.
No, that's still in there at the moment.
Oh, it's in there at the
That's 10
moment.
cuts at 35, so that's 350 of that is Collins Close
Okay.
plus cutting.
Fine.
So you can take 350 out of that.
Right.
But that's so far that's all we've been charged.
Okay. Well, we can go around in circles.
Plus
I mean,
I'll
gonna
sit
be-
in the committee meeting for this and I'll put it at 450 and I'm going to sit with my figures.
okay, right. Shall we have a show of hands for 450?
Sorry, is it 4,500?
Yeah.
It's got to be right.
4,500.
4,500. Yeah. Okay.
So how many was that, sorry?
That was everybody, I think.
Okay,
Certainly.
thank
That's
you.
fine. Grants and donations 600. 600. Maid was put in at 250. I've changed to 300. We spent 450 this year so far.
We gave a donation.
Now it all depends whether we're going to keep supporting Maid. Now there are our children going there, or should it be at 450 because that's what we've spent so far this year. Susan, can I bring you in on this, please?
The maid needs to grow, and it's going to get to the point where they should try and do 2 nights a week rather than 1 night. If they get over a certain number, and also if they get a large range of ages, and it's just the healthy youth clubs, you know, it's better to have more than just the minimum, because that's how you develop the momentum.
Well, in that case, we've spent 450 this year. In that case, we should be at least budgeting 450 next year.
Susan, do you know how many children from the
The same.
Are they, do the children make their own way?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no
Yeah.
chance for anything.
Yeah. But there are children from Shepreth that are now attending.
Yes.
I don't
I
know.
mean, we don't have to supply transport.
No. It's not supplying transport.
Melbourne Parish Council has significantly increased what it will be putting into the pot, and Foxton is increasing their contribution, but it does need to grow.
How
I mean,
many
it just does.
How many Shepreth children attend the youth club?
I wasn't at the meeting, so I only know that it's split across villages proportionally.
But I think what we're looking at is growing this, aren't we?
Yeah.
So the ones, you know, to get more and more attending.
Yeah.
You know, and we've got to do something for the youth because we don't really do anything else. So, I mean, should that be at 450, which is what we've done this year?
I'll be convinced of that.
I think it should be at 450.
So do I.
Yeah?
Try and get more, even
Yeah.
if we have to
Can you have a comment?
Is that all?
subside some transport
No.
or something.
So, can I have a show of hands for 250? Can I have a show of hands for 450? Okay. Right, entertainment, £1,000 I put down, or Maria and I put down 1,500. This was basically, we talked about the summer fair, supporting it. If we paid for the marquee, which is what the parish council did originally, that's going to cost us more than £1,000, isn't it?
But I thought it was me who thought, as a man sitting over there, to get £1,000.
That's right, absolutely, yeah.
So I think £1,000.
This is not just the summer fair, we're talking about other things that could come on the entertainment. For example, we've got other things that go on in the village could come and ask us for money.
But who's running the village fair this year, next year?
Well, we were talking about making that a subcommittee to the parish council, weren't we?
To the parish council. will be running it, so we'll be paying for the markings,
Not
and
sure.
we'll get the back back.
Correct.
Yes,
all the rest
correct,
of it.
correct.
And if you purchase the same one as last year, you hire the same one, it's going to cost the parish, I thought, 1,200,
Yeah.
1,250.
Yeah,
The
something
net
like that.
figure.
With the
Yeah.
VAT off.
Yeah, with
With
that
that
back.
Yeah.
But wouldn't the faith committee from last year like donate the money they made to the
Yeah, how much,
Well, like,
council?
Well,
what?
we
how
could
much
do.
is in the pot from the faith
We could
committee
do, yeah.
so far?
7,300.
7,300.
You know,
That's over how many years?
Yeah, but that's
Four.
taken 4 years to build that.
Yeah.
And last year was
Not good.
the least.
Yeah, not good.
Yeah, a loss.
Yeah,
No.
nearly at a loss.
Well, it was only.
Well, it
no,
wasn't great.
We
People
made
give their time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like generators.
But I mean, if the parish council were prepared to support and pay for the marquee, it's going to cost more than £1,000.
Yes.
what was the market
If we then
last
get
year?
asked for anything else from an entertainment point of view, so it could be something like open gardens could come to us, which they're doing again or whatever, we need a bit in the pot to be able to help anybody else within the village as well.
I guess so, yeah.
Okay, any other comments? Okay, show of hands for 1,000. Show of hands for 1,500. 1,500.
Well, it's like,
Risk was left at £1,000, so I take it everybody's happy with that.
yeah.
Okay, minor works was left at £500, so I take it everybody's happy with that.
Well, I don't know if this is the fences and the pagoda again, is it?
Well, technically it comes under asset maintenance.
Does it? Oh, well, I don't know what
Minor highway works. £500, you happy with that?
Yeah.
Yep, okay, and I added street lighting, which was left off altogether.
Is that take into consideration the light one?
Yeah, what,
The light-
are you talking about street lighting
Yeah,
now?
yeah, the
Yeah.
street light we own now,
Yeah.
that's in with that as well. So that's what we've got to pay the,
No, that's not £500. We will get a bill for electricity of about 400 quid
Yeah.
this year.
plus that takes into account, the extra would take into account for that.
We'll have to pay for that as well, yeah, because we adopted it.
Quite a lot, yeah.
So-
But there's nothing allocated at all by the finance committee for street lighting, and we've got to allocate something for street lighting. So I said £500. Are we happy with £500?
How soon will we know when they're going to decide whether they're going to switch the electric off at certain times?
Ah, Susan, can
And
you help?
This is what bothers me.
Or should we be in that
Should
case
we be
putting that to
thinking about a little
1,000?
bit more to allow for it, because we don't want the village in
Darkness,
pitch black, because
absolutely.
it's open, leaving the community vulnerable to more crime.
Don't worry,
Well,
the
don't-
ball slipped over on the ice that's not been gritted.
Oh, there's that as well, yeah.
Could you
I
just
And
can't
then-
be large anyway. 'cause it's
So,
not-
I mean, we're talking about next year. So, should we, in your opinion, Susan, if I could just stop the meeting and bring Susan in on this, should we be allocating, say, extra money if we want to look at keeping our street lights on, if we want to keep Shepreth in the light?
You mean after midnight?
Yeah.
Most people's asleep
Yeah.
after midnight.
I mean, personally, it's up to you. If the village, if you think,
Do you think we should
if
have
you
the
think the village would want it, then
Is there any way that you can turn
Talking
some
about
of the street
midnight.
lights off, or is that?
I have no idea, Cyril. I've no. Yes, you shoot the bulb.
Up north, they
Yeah,
don't
I
switch every light off, they switch every other one off.
That's what I mean, is that not possible?
That's what they do, switch every other one off.
We
So
can find
if
out.
there's two lights on the road,
I'm
one on.
concerned about the crime rate going up if they're all switched off after midnight.
Every night.
And people that get up really early in the mornings to go to work early as well. It's
Okay,
gonna
well,
affect them in the
I'll
dark.
take on board what Teresa says there. So, I think we should perhaps change that in the budget, in the precept to 1,000 to cover ourselves if we want to do it.
Yeah,
We
just
don't
in
have to do
case.
it.
I mean, you know, okay, people might say, well, what's the point, people are in bed, but you do get people in this village that work, they're coming home in the early hours, and you know, if it's icy or whatever, like Richard says, and they end up falling over, or criminals hiding, doing stuff in darkness because it's the ideal cover.
Sometimes I can't see my way home from the pub.
Tony, did you say we have billed 450 or we
Yeah,
getting
the bill from last year was about 380.
We get
We
more.
are
Yeah,
getting.
we will be getting.
We will be
So we've
getting
been
bill.
getting bills for
Yeah.
this that we've not been included in the precepts anyway.
No,
No,
It
no.
wasn't included last year, but it should have been.
Should have been.
It was,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
So even if you do 2-3 people
Okay.
to
Yeah.
catching up. So
So can I have a show of hands for that? We're now saying £1,000, so we've got the option to keep the lights on.
I wouldn't say exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah? Oh, hold on. 5500. 500.
275.
275.
Yeah.
1,000.
1,000.
500.
500.
900.
900,
150,
250, 750, 450,
450,
4,500,
Yeah. 600.
600,
450.
450,
1,500.
1,500, 1,000,
500, and then 750.
500,
So we've got the same figures
750.
right.
19,425.
Oh, that's what I made it.
Right.
Well done, Douglas.
well, there's £50.
No, that's
What was it, 19? What?
Probably.
19,425.
Yeah, I'll buy that.
Okay, can I have a proposer for that precept, please?
What was it?
Can I have a seconder? That's Douglas.
Sorry, I missed that.
Well, we can have a
Yeah.
choice.
Douglas and then
We've got Douglas proposing, Jimmy seconding.
Jimmy seconding. Okay.
Okay, those in favour?
Anyone?
Those against? Okay, motion
I think
carried.
that's good.
Thank you. Right, 739, recreation ground slide. This needs a bit of attention, a coat of paint. We were going to get a quotation to look at this, were we not? Have we done that or not? Or have we talked about?
The one here?
Yeah.
To do the
To
quote.
paint it?
Were we talking about painting it?
Well, I wasn't sure, that's why I put it on the agenda to decide what it is exactly
I mean,
you
how
want
you
to
talk
do.
about
Because you need to
You were talking about something else on this, Jimmy.
On the step,
Yeah,
where the step, look, the steps going up,
Yeah,
because it's buried into the ground,
yeah,
the mud behind is falling away. So there's gaps. So as the kiddies are going up there, there's little holes,
right.
which you've got the step and then you've got the holes, it's not flat. So if somebody's going up to get it, somebody's fingers, you know, there's gaps in the back of the steps. Well, I think needs the steps to be extended back into the soil. So you've got wider steps so the kiddies can't jam their fingers in.
We need to get a company to look at this.
I'll have a look at that.
You know what I'm on about, don't you?
Yeah.
At the back.
We'll sort that out. Put that down to me.
Okay,
And I'll
right,
You can, I'll meet you there and you can tell me what you want.
okay, Cyril. 380, electoral review. You've all seen this. I take it you've read it and inwardly digested it. Can we just have any comments back to Maria so she can get them back by the end of the month? Yeah.
Your phone
Yes,
number.
yeah.
Excellent.
Okay.
01763.
Okay.
6Y.
381 football pitch and grass cutting. We have not been paid by the footballers. The village hall has not been paid by the
Correct.
footballers, despite the fact we've been told they have paid
They've
us.
emailed to the effect we paid it, and when you look at the bank,
What?
it's not there.
What we are suggesting, or what Maria is suggesting, is that we arrange a face-to-face meeting with the footballers to sort this out. I don't see that we can commit ourselves to cutting the grass through the winter, etc., etc., if they're not going to pay for the pitch.
I agree.
So, personally, I think what we should do first of all is arrange a face-to-face meeting with the footballers to find
They
out.
want to know if they can play on Sunday. Do we tell them yes and meet them?
The thing is, if they paid
I don't-
the bill, we could have used the revenue to get the extra.
I don't think we want to start saying.
Well, hopefully they'll still pay.
I don't want to start
They're
saying
not
no,
very
you can't play on Sunday, but I think we need to get the footballers to sort it
They're
out.
going to play on Sunday.
Well, let
Well,
them
the
play on
grass is-
Sunday, but
Where's that photograph of mine? If you look at that, the grass is showing up to play football.
yeah, well they cut
Well-
the grass.
They cut the grass themselves.
When
Yeah.
I went last Sunday, I had a chat with them then, and one of them said, well look, the pitch is looking superb for this time of the year. And I said, well it's obviously just been cut, but I found out afterwards that they got it cut themselves.
Because we got a message through on a Thursday they want it cut by the Sunday. You
That's
can't-
too short notice.
Are they putting in a quote?
Should they be cutting it?
Does it
Well,
break?
technically they shouldn't be
I mean,
cutting
when we
it
have the
because it
long
actually
one,
puts
then we
us in
have
breach of
to use those
contract.
insurance, so-
It puts
Yeah.
us in breach of contract with
Not
our
good.
contractor, so technically it's causing us a
I
problem.
think the problem was there was an email sent round
And it's
saying
too
the
short
grass needed
notice.
cutting, and then I think it was decided not to cut it. Was that right?
Well,
Yeah.
Because it was
Sure.
water.
Yeah,
obviously,
because
to
they're not
manage
paying
it.
us.
Yeah,
They're
exactly.
But,
keep
but
paying us, paying
I
us.
think what we need to do, I don't know, you guys might think differently, I think what we need to do is sit down and have a face-to-face meeting and find out
Yes.
what they're
And I
going to do.
suggest this Sunday. when they're all there.
They'll be there Sunday.
Can I suggest they told not to cut it though, because
Oh
that
yes, yeah,
can,
definitely.
you know, that needs to be made clear.
Yeah.
I mean, the lining I think's fine, isn't it?
Right, well who is prepared
Because that's
to
in your
have a
contract as
face-to-face meeting?
Sorry, I'll
Who's
come on
prepared to have a
Sunday.
face-to-face, well we don't think we'll see him on Sunday.
No, well,
Well they're
I'm
playing at home,
prepared
aren't
to turn up on Sunday.
Are they
Okay.
playing here?
Yeah.
Or-
Yeah, they want to play.
they? Okay, so can we sort that then,
Okay.
Maria, and we'll go and see him on Sunday?
At the end, because if they've paid previously, we could have paid to get extra
Well,
cuts.
I mean you can go back forever, but last year we got 15 quid out of them.
And they've had nothing, we've
And
had
they had so
nothing
many
this year.
friendlies. It was
You know.
We had nothing this year?
No, they're paying them.
Wow.
All the village hall.
All the village hall.
They can't
And
keep
they've
having
said
it for free.
they paid.
They can't keep having it for free. It's up to them to
No,
prove that
the
they paid
village
it.
halls having to pay to have the room cleaned every week.
Absolutely, yeah,
Oh,
the
yeah.
village hall
Well,
pays out
that
that thing.
either.
Okay.
Oh, is it?
Right, let's bash through this. So we will have a meeting, we'll try and arrange a meeting on Sunday, say that we're going to come and see them, yeah?
Be there half time.
Yeah?
What time roughly?
Well, can you interrupt the half-time talk?
We'll stop tomorrow.
Can you ring Scott? Find out what time they start and stop. Or can you email us?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
There's only two chaps from Shepreth play there. It's Shepreth Football Club, but there's only two lads, well there was last Sunday, but that's neither here nor there. There's 25 people having a Sunday morning entertainment
Well,
for nothing.
Some of the guys that I work with play football and they say to hire a football pitch and a changing room, it wouldn't be unusual for them to pay 50, 60 quid, they were talking about.
That's what you said to me.
Well, that's what he said to us on the phone. Okay, 383 Shepreth Open Gardens. There was a meeting of the Shepreth Open Gardens that I emailed you about. They are doing it again this year. I can't remember when, but I did give you the date. They were particularly concerned that they gave us £1,000 2 years ago towards playground equipment and we've done nothing with it. They have done an inspection themselves and they would like us to look at replacing the safety mat around the roundabout of the old school field. It is their money that they donated for us to spend on playground equipment which we haven't done. They are now coming saying this is what we would like you to look at and this is what we would like our money spent on. I don't think we can argue with them. It is their money.
Definitely needs doing.
So if everybody's agreeable, then Maria's going to get a quotation on that and then we'll look at that one next week, month,
Right.
Yep.
You're talking about the roundabout.
the
Yeah,
roundabout.
so the surface is not very suitable, really. It's really
Yeah.
Steam clean.
Well, they're talking about getting a new surface around there. They looked at it and that's what they
It's dangerous.
Would you-
wanted.
Yeah, I don't let my kids on it.
Yeah.
So
So
it
I
needs
think
to be done.
I think in fairness, it is their money. They donated it to us. They are now requesting that we do something with that money. We should honour what they're asking us to do. Are we all in favour of that?
Yeah.
Okay, fine, we'll do that. Okay, nearly there. 384 correspondence received. I've got none. Anybody got any correspondence? No. 385 invitation of members of the public to offer suggestions for topic on future debate. Any thing from the public they want put on the agenda for future debate? No, thank you. Okay, invitation for members of the council to offer suggestions for future debate. Teresa? We wanted on,
I'll have
what did we say? We put a note on, you said,
Yeah.
lighting in the car park.
Yes,
Yeah,
Right in the
car
car
park,
park, yeah.
lighting, yeah. Okay.
Okay,
Yeah, I'd like some
Anybody
advice.
else?
right, can I come to you in a second,
Yeah.
Richard?
I think
Mr Jordan, sir.
Services brought forward.
Yep, okay, services brought forward themselves.
Yeah, could I ask Susan, I don't know if it's the right time or not, but noticed lately that lots of trucks come down from the crossroads and they get to the end and they find when they get to the corner that there's a weight limit.
Yeah.
Well, the drivers sit there and they have a look around and if there's nobody looking, they just go over the bridge.
Wasn't too long.
And some turn round or try and turn round and cause mayhem for everybody else on the road because it's it's not easy for a huge lorry to turn. Could you not get a sign put up on the A10 that where the sign says Shepreth patient down here, could it not have added weight limit of whatever it is, or it need not just weight limit would do, coming from both directions, because drivers don't know until they get here. And when they get here, they're faced with this sign.
We can definitely ask, and
Good.
we maybe they have to give permission, and they may ask for the parish council to pay for it.
Yeah, well,
So, but certainly it seems that sounds really sensible.
somebody.
Yeah, definitely. I see what you're saying.
Okay, right.
Yeah, that's it.
Yep.
That's all.
Okay. Right, I would like to put on the agenda. Yeah, I'll do that. I would like.
Go on and pay. Sorry, can you say speedwatch signs? There might be just a new post at the front of the
It
village.
should be at the same, be put on the same
post.
on the lampposts.
Yeah.
Oh,
In front of the
okay.
lampposts.
I would like to put on the agenda videoing and standing orders, please. I would like to thank and have it minuted Bill Sadler for his help in collection, erection and general good egg when it came to the Christmas tree. I would like to just remind everybody, or we will get this out, that there is going to be the World War I exhibition David Lincoln is going to do for us on the 24th of January in the main hall between 1 and 4. It's free entry. And he has asked actually if anybody's got anything else that relates to World War I that they think people would be interested in. If anybody's got any,
Are you getting Mrs. Collins to come down?
we're going to have a chat with her.
Yeah, I was gonna
anything
say,
we can get.
said you was going to.
He's asked if anybody can get in touch with us, so if anybody's got anything at all that relates to World War I, you've got some gear.
Postcard.
So that would be good if we could get all that here for people to have a look at, I think.
Can I just
Yes,
Once I
ask for
get
an
it back.
extra item on the agenda?
an extra item on the agenda. Carry on.
Because we've got all this underspend here,
Yeah.
and we're looking at spending it, can we discuss if we're going to consult the villagers on what they'd like the money spent on?
Douglas was talking about that one. He had that on the agenda just then as we went round. And this is coming back to Richard's plan, so we'll strategic plan, yeah?
Strategic plan.
Okay, anybody else with anything else?
Can I just say something? Nothing to do with the parish council. Teresa, on the 31st of December, she's not going to like me for saying this, is broadcasting on BBC. Is it 6:30, Teresa? She is presenting a programme, so I think we should all support her and listen to it.
When is it?
6 o'clock New Year's Eve, jump, jive, swing.
Right,
She said 6 o'clock.
I'll have me jump, drive, swing, skirt on. It just remains for me to wish you all a very happy Christmas and a peaceful and prosperous New Year. Thank you very much for attending. As they say in the film industry, that's a wrap. Thank you very much.
Don't panic.
Is that